Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a green smoky eye date night look, and to start off I'm going to go ahead and spray with some MAC Fix Plus just to give us a little bit of extra hydration. Go ahead and put my hair back and get started. There we go. To start off with, like I said before on my last video, I like to start off with my eyes first so that it doesn't fall beneath and mess up my concealer or anything like that. So I'm going to start off again with my Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden. It's like a yellowy kind of color, cancels out that redness. And I'm just going to blend that in just with my finger. And today, last time I was using a palette, but today I'm going to use some of my single eyeshadows. Kind of mix up my own palette. There we go. Okay. I like to just use a flat kind of brush to do my setting. I'm going to do this shade right here. It's called Brulee. It's by Wet n Wild. See, it's kind of just like a natural flesh tone kind of color. I'm just gonna run that over my primer for my eyelids. It just kind of sets it down and makes the powder go over smoother, over a liquid. And then I'm going to go ahead and go in with my transition shade. I'm going to take it on this fluffy brush. And that shade I'm going to use is called Creme Brulee. It's by Makeup Geek. I'm just going to take that, just kind of just go all over the crease, and this is just your color that you're going to use just to set everything down that goes underneath it. It helps it blend out better instead of just starting in with a darker color first, because then it gets kind of crazy and it's hard to blend everything out. The next color I'm going to go in with to kind of deepen it up, this is Latte by Makeup Geek. It's a little bit darker, true brown. A lot of colors of the browns have like a reddish tone. I feel like this one's one of the, I'm going to go with this brush right here. Just to let y'all know, most of these brushes are Morphe brushes. I'm just going to go in my crease, just kind of deepen it up from that transition shade. There we go. I'm going to go back in with that fluffy brush. I'm going to blend it out. Okay, and now comes the fun part, where I'm going to start bringing in the greens to my look. The next color I'm going to go in with is a really nice dark kind of foresty green. And it's called Dirty Martini. It's by Makeup Geek also. I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it in my crease also, and then afterwards I'm going to go in and deepen my outer corner with it. I'm going to start at my crease, deepen up those brown shades even more. I find if I just go in with the green instead of putting in the browns first, it can be a little overboard and dramatic, and I don't want it, even though it's a smoky look, I don't want it to be too out there. Blend that out really good. And if you feel like it's still a little dark and it got a little out of hand, like mine did, I'm going to go in back with that original shade I used to set my eyelids, that Brulee by Wet n Wild. I'm going to go back over top of it, just kind of mute down that green shade so it doesn't look too crazy. Then I'm going to go in with a little bit, not as dense of a brush. It's a little bit fluffier, not quite as fluffy as that one brush I used to go in with my transition shade. I'm going to go back in with that Dirty Martini shade, that green shade we used. I'm going to get it in the outer corner. See how I'm kind of working it in this outer V area? This gives it that smokier vibe. And I feel like it kind of widened your eyes a little bit. Just kind of buff it in a little bit. Like I said before, I'm not trying to go too crazy, but just a little dramatic. And I'm going to go back in one more time with that big fluffy brush. Try and blend everything back out. Then I'm going to go in with this shade right here. It's just kind of a matte cream shade. It's called Hear Me Out, and it's by ColourPop. I'm going to go in with this angled, thick, kind of fluffy brush. I'm just going to go in, tap it off, and I'm going to put this in my brow bone. Most of the time I like to use a matte shade for my brow bone because I feel like if I go in with a glittery shade, which can be very pretty, I mean, some people can pull it off, but I feel like I have a little bit of texture up there and it kind of brings it to light, you know, it's just not really my style. But it looks good on a lot of people. Okay, and then lastly, my favorite part is I'm going to go in with this very pretty shade. It's called Jester. So I'm going to go ahead and take that Jester shade by Makeup Geek. And I'm actually going to use the Makeup Geek foiled brush, which I know probably sounds a little gimmicky, like you don't need that, but I do actually feel like it works a lot better with these foiled shadows. It gets the color out a lot better. Really brings it out better. As you can see, it's very green, but it's really pretty. I like it because it's not totally forest green, but it's also not like lime green or anything. It's a really good in-between shade. I love it. And then next I'm going to go in with my Physicians Formula liquid liner. I'm going to shake it up a little bit. I'm going to line my upper lash line. It's probably my favorite part, one of my favorite parts of makeup, because I feel like when you line your upper lash line, it really like defines it. It makes a huge difference. It makes your lash line look a lot bolder. Just really pretty. I find this is the easiest one to use. Like the tip, because you can see it's like kind of flexible. Some of them are really stiff, which is good because you can get a precise line, but I feel like they're too hard against your eye line. And I feel like this is really soft, which makes it really nice. And then, to go along with our green look, I'm going to use this Rimmel Exaggerate eyeliner. And this one is in Emerald Sparkle. It's really pretty. It's like a green emerald shade with some sparkle, obviously. I'm going to do my waterline. Okay, that's all I'm going to do for my eyes for right now. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and start my face. First thing I'm going to do is primer. Once again, I'm going to go with my strobe cream, my MAC strobe cream, which I was saying before in my last video. I love it because it's like highlights your face, but it's so moisturizing. And I take a decent amount, and today I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I'm going to go in with this Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector. It's the liquid kind, and this one's in Champagne Pop. And I'm just going to take one, not a whole drop, that's a bit much. See if you can do like a half a drop. And then between my hands, I'm going to mix that up. And I'm going to put it all over my face. also already put moisturizer on as a base, also just to give that extra hydration. Because if you have dry skin like I do, you want to always moisturize and try and use as moisturizing as products you can so that you don't see like the dry patches on your skin, and so it looks like your face looks really moist and supple. Okay, I'm going to go in with my other primer, the Primed and Poreless by Too Faced. This is just to fill in those pores. It's not even just good for pores, like if you have texture like I do, it does a really good job of just kind of gliding over it. And I just like to press it in. Got some texture up here too. Just press it in really good so that your foundation can glide right over it. Okay, let's try and cover some of this redness now. I'm especially fair lately, so I'm hoping this shade is going to match me today. It's pretty much the lightest shade in the range. This is a Too Faced Born This Way foundation, but I think I saw that they came out with some new shades too. This one's in Porcelain. I'm going to take 2 pumps, and then this is also a really good trick that I like to use, is I use some facial oil and I mix it in with the foundation on my hand, and I just do 1-2 drops. They make all kinds of facial oils, like all different brands make it. I just like to blend it on my hand, but some are a bit pricey. This one's one of my favorites, honestly. It's the Botanics one. I think it's like $9. You can get it at Target, you can get it at Ulta online. They started selling Botanics now. It's really nice. I like to use it in replace, like especially during the winter, I like to use it like as my moisturizer. I'm gonna put this all over my face. I'm trying to go for a really full coverage look today. I'm probably gonna have to bring it down my neck since it looks like it might be a little dark for me. And then of course, I'm going to go in with my trusty beauty blender. This is the best thing ever. Like I used to always use brushes, but I feel like it just, especially if I have dry patches, I feel like it just doesn't work as well as this. Plus it absorbs some of the product, so you don't look too crazy. And it's, of course, you dampen it first, so it just adds a little bit of moisture to your skin, which is what we need. Make sure and blend that in really well. Okay, next I'm going to go in with some concealer. Today I'm going to use this is the Bare Minerals Complete Coverage Serum Concealer. It's not totally full coverage, but it's a lot more coverage than a lot of concealers. And what I like about it also, once again, as you notice in the theme, is it's very hydrating. And it just slips on so easily. And it does have like a really good coverage. I like to, like on a kind of no makeup day, I like to just use this. Like if I don't feel like putting on foundation, I just put this like over my red areas. And it's really natural and it's glowy. And I'm going to blend that in with the Beauty Blender as well. cover up those dark circles. Well, I think at this point we've done a pretty good job of covering up all that redness. If it wasn't for sometimes looking a little bit dark on me, this is probably my favorite foundation. And it's one of the, obviously it's a little up there in price, but it's not as expensive as some of those that are extremely expensive, like 50, 60 bucks. I think it's $39. I think we got that blended out really good now. Okay, next, normally, of course, I would go in with a setting powder since we've got our foundation and our concealer down. But today, for my bronzer, I am going to use a liquid bronzer. This one is, once again, really good for dry skin. This is kind of a recent find for me. This is the Bare Minerals Sheer Sun Serum Bronzer. And I like to give it a really good shake. You can kind of hear it. There's like, it's like an oil. And then there's like a little squeeze tube on it. And I just like to squeeze out like one drop on my hand, maybe 2 drops. And then I mix it with my finger. And it looks really, you know, but it's really not that bad. And I like to just do it on the perimeters of my face. Do it like right here. And then once again, I just like to go in with my beauty blender and blend it out. It's just really fresh and glowy. I've seen some people too, like if they don't feel like wearing any makeup or anything like that, but they want to just add a little color to their face, they just kind of lightly put just this all over their face, and it looks really pretty. Of course, me with my redness, I still have to like cover some stuff up, so I can't just get away with just doing that, but it's just a really pretty, it looks like harsh when you first put it out, but it's really nice. Okay, get that all blended out. Now I'm going to go ahead and go in with my setting powder to go ahead and set all that liquid so that nothing moves around. I do have dry skin, so you think I wouldn't, like you can just use a like setting spray to set it, but I don't know, I just don't feel like that would do it just alone, you know. So I'm going to go in with my powder brush, and this is once again the Hourglass Ambient Light, Hourglass, sorry. And I just feel like this is one of those powders that it's not like super powdery and drying. It has a little bit of glow to it. You can use these as highlighters. I don't really feel like it shows up the way I would like it to for a highlighter. That's why I just like, it's perfect subtly for all over the face. Okay. Now that we've got that done, I'm going to go ahead and go in with a blush. And since we've got these dark eyes going on and we've got our liquid liner, I'm going to keep it a little bit simple on the cheeks. We're not going to go anything too glowy since we got all this stuff going on too. We're going to keep it matte today. This is one of my favorite like everyday blushes. It's the Tarte Exposed blush. These are great. This is the color of it. It's a very nude shade and it's perfect for everyday. Blush brush right here. It just goes with any makeup look you want. If I would just suggest any blush, anybody, if you're looking to get like a higher end blush or anything, I would go with this because you can use it for any look. If you want just like an everyday look, if you want a date night, if you want to go to the club, like whatever you want to do. Just the perfect color where it's not too much and it's also matte, so if you have any texture or anything like that, it's not going to grab to it. Or just like, I should not really grab to it, but it's not going to accentuate it. Okay, and next we're going to go with highlighter. And today I'm going to use the Mary Luminizer by The Balm. And it is like a kind of champagne, like a creamy champagne-y kind of color for a highlighter. I'm going to take my large fan brush right here. I'm going to sweep that on my cheekbones. I'm going to go down my nose, my forehead, my chin, my cupid's bow. Keep it very glowy. Just kind of blend it out a little there. And then I need to do my eyebrows. For my eyebrows today, I am going to use my Anastasia Brow Wiz. And I am in the color Taupe. There we go. Here it is right here. And it's one of those like thin brow pencils. I'm going to go ahead and take my spoolie. I'm going to brush my brow hairs upward to give that feathery look. There we go. Brush it up. Okay. I'm gonna start at the bottom of this part of my brow, and that's where I'm gonna put most of the product because that's where I need some filling in. I'm gonna gently just kind of do strokes to make it look natural. I'm gonna outline it. I'm definitely not the best at brows, but it'll do. There we go. I'm going to go back in with that spoolie. I'm going to brush them back out just to kind of dispense some of that color and make it more evenly. Then I'm going to go in with my brow gel. I like to use the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper. This is the best one. There's like the Anastasia, they make a brow gel, but I feel like for the most part, pretty much every brow gel is the same. So you really don't need to spend like an arm and a leg for it. I think this one's like $8. I find it to be the best. There are some that are like on the cheaper side than this that I feel like don't really keep your brows in place, or they make it kind of like crunchy, which is not a good feeling. But this one to me is the best. I just kind of brush them in place so they don't move. There we go. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and go in with some mascara. I'm going to start off by curling my lashes. Today I'm going to kind of go all out. I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal Voluminous Base Mascara. This is like a white, it's kind of like it's a primer for your lashes. I'm going to go in that and coat this. Just add some more volume, and it's like white. But you go back over it with your mascara. I've heard, I think it's Estee Lauder makes one that's black. That would be really nice because I kind of hate the white ones, because like if you ever miss a spot, you can kind of see like a random white eyelash. Not pretty. But I do feel like it does a good job at lifting my lashes for pretty much whatever mascara I put on. And then I'm going to go in with my Marc Jacobs mascara. As you can see, it really lifts them up. I really like how it does that. There we go. And then I'm gonna go back in with my beauty blender, and I'm gonna go ahead and just make sure everything is blended out properly. Give some time for my mascara to dry before I go in with my setting spray. Okay, there we go. Let my eyelashes dry a little bit. Tell you what, while we're letting our eyelashes dry, I'll go ahead and go in with lips. Today for my lipstick, I'm going to use this MAC lipstick, and it is in Pretty Please. It's a really pretty pink, like kind of pale shade with like sparkle, and I love it. For a lot of people this is probably a little too pale, but I just love that color. If you have really fair skin and you want like a kind of everyday look, I love this one. And I'm going to pair it with my NARS gloss, and this is in Turkish Delight. Since we're going kind of dramatic on the eyes, I like to go kind of neutral on the lips to kind of make it all flow together. And then, I think we've had enough time for that to dry. I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay Chill Makeup Setting Spray. This is the last step. Just set it and also give it a little hydration. Also, another good thing about this does it really well, but the MAC Fix Plus probably does it better. If you feel like you put too much powder on when you spray your face with it, it kind of makes the powder sink into your skin more and it doesn't look so dry. So I'm going to let my hair down. And that is my finished look for a date night look, and I hope y'all enjoy. If you could please like my video, and if you could subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a great day.